Greetings, greetings, all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you with another video. And if you are feeling kind, please subscribe. It is another celebrity love reading. We are getting, goodness, we are getting into Diana Ross and Michael Jackson at this time. Thank y'all for being a part of the tribe. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of videos circulating throughout the internet right now, and it just really looks that Diana Ross and Michael Jackson had a connection, and whether it was grooming or not, you can tell there was a little chemistry between the two of them. Now, whether this is going to come to face as a little bit of grooming or things that are inappropriate, I will definitely keep it PG-13 for the channel's sake. But if you want a part two, or you see something that you want to question about, go ahead, pop it in the comments, and I'll either do a short or we'll go back and revisit it at a different moment. So Diana Ross is an Aries, okay, according to Google, and Michael Jackson is a Virgo, okay. So without further delay, we're going to get into this love reading today. Thank you guys. Please check over Witchy Poo TV, the backup channel. I'm just doing a variety of things to see what feels right and what's going to stick ultimately, okay? I have a lot of ideas that I want to kind of go through, but I don't want to have all these different channels, so we'll see how we move. If you support the vibe and poo, head on over to Witchy Poo TV, the backup channel. All you have to do is type it in the search bars like you found me here today. All right, without further delay, we're getting into the love reading of the Aries, Diana Ross, and Michael Jackson, the Virgo. The future is extremely thin. Literally. Literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 cards. I'll just do the last one. I'm not going to go through all of them. The Ace of Swords. So to know that this is thoughts and actions, and it's really just blew in all of a sudden, there's definitely confusion about communication, whether that is if things were be fruitful, would things be right, would you be, biting off some temptation that isn't right. So it just could come either way. Let's find out more about the Virgo, MJ and Diana Ross, the Virgo. Spirits, come through in this moment, please, and let's hear it. All right, the first card we have, I'm going to let go the way it landed, is the Star. This is Aquarius energy. Pick up the damn card, but this is also hopefulness, and content and serenity. So between the two, that's what they filled each other. As they poured it into, it kind of went to one another. So that's good that they had peace and some sort of serenity into each other. And then we do have the Chariot Cancer energy, and then there's no control. Michael may have been powerless, and I say powerless because of him being underage, because she's had all these different men around. She's had a long history of dating, and just much older. There is a gap here in the present. She may have aggressively tried to come on to him. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This is all earth energy, so Virgo is here. But there was something that was rushed done. They may have been trying to, record, make money to attract, and this is where a move was made, and it kind of opened up some sort of love, opened up some sort of connection that they stop working at here in the future. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles over here. More earth energy. So Michael's all over this thing. I don't think he ever struggled to show his feelings. But then again, she may have boss hogged her status, her personality, into kind of forcing something here that doesn't feel completely innocent. The final two. All right, we got the 7, so we got the 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 6. We're right on the mark where we need to be. And here's some sort of balancing energy that I really feels is just support, because this is what he did to her and she did to him ultimately. But there is something that is forbidden. It just doesn't want to be kind of noticed or seen. The final card is the Four of Swords in reverse. And so this is an awakening for the world, but there's also exhaustion in this whole energy between the two of them. Okay, here we go. Why do we have this star in the past tense? This is Aquarius energy. Why is it here? I feel like she may have healed him. He may have healed her. And this could have just been conversations through the music or actual speaking through the voice tone. You got the Sun. There's the ego. You got the Strength in reverse. And then you got the Ten of Swords. So there's a lot of thoughts and actions that are here in the past tense. And I'm going to start with Strength because that's the only one in reverse. I feel like with this Leo energy being in the past tense, Michael was very vulnerable in the beginning. Why? Because he knew what he was getting into from watching her from the TV screens before he even made history, okay? And so this coward energy that comes through in the Strength could be Diana because she took advantage of vulnerability here or some sort of weakness, okay? So that is all in the past tense. And then this thoughts and action of this sword coming in is some sort of anxiety that she may have caused him. There's a breaking point here because of fear of age, fear of what people would say, fear of Joe coming down with the wrath of God back in those days. I don't think Joe would have, sorry, my gloves, so I got to peel them off. I don't think Joe would have appreciated any of this, but I think he knew something because she was a star, so it was tolerated. So this is the truth coming to you at this time, and this is complete happiness that there is no real forced dark energy. It's just a connection with an adult and a child. And it really shouldn't have been regardless because there is a big age difference. But here is complete success and confidence. So there is some sort of connection that they had from the past. And it carried from, I feel like, till he got an older adolescent until an adult before he passed. But what's this aggression here in the present? All right, so we got the Ten of Cups in reverse. We've got Judgment. There it is. And then the 5. Well, when I told you that you can't just do stuff in the public eye, you got to be secretive about it. That's where they had no control, no direction. Nobody was supervising them. So this really feels, with the Judgment in reverse, more Virgo is here and Pluto. Something was unfair here. And I feel like whether it was the path that they quietly took or the fact that she wasn't trying to be some sort of mentor, she actually created more struggle because here's some sort of inability and some sort of regret. They would always get together in reconciliation no matter who was around. It seems like two people was always there, but it didn't matter if there was the third party or not. They had some sort of connection that was always going to compromise in some energy here. What's the regret? Pause. Could you tell us what the regret is, which side it's coming from? MJ or Diana Ross? What's the regret, please? Identity, okay. Well, this could be a multitude of things. Hear me out. I feel like this could either be, oh, hi, cool kid. How you doing? This could either be the identity that was questioned about with MJ or the fact that it was the age, okay? But she did a lot of things and turned him out. And it really shows that with Angela Carter coming out, identity. Oh my goodness. So roles. This is the roles. It's like a beauty. The feminist fairy tale of Angela Carter. She wrote stories like, or drew stories like Little Red Riding Hood, Beauty and the Beast. So you can sense the kind of childlike romance that we have. Thank you, spirits, coming through right on time. So the identity was the role that was played, and she knew what was going on as far as age. Now, this makes sense with this Ten of Cups coming in now because there is a lot of conflict and disharmony. Whether it was just misaligned because it was just inappropriate things that were done, but it made them feel good from the very beginning, from seriously the age of 10. I'm not kidding. So we introduced and opened up to some sort of, oh my goodness, do I need another card? I got to draw one more. Wait, right? No, 1, 2, 3. So this is the last one. Sorry, no. But this really just shows here that this conflict and all the energy that was going into each other, whether it felt good or not, something was inappropriate. And if things are not handled accordingly, there's family disputes, there's things that was argued about. But I don't think people made a big fuss in this Jackson house because of who Diana Ross was. But they knew about something here with these Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let's find out more. I don't think MJ was motivated to get to know other women, other young ladies. You got the Four of Cups, you got the Ace, and then the Fool here. This is Aries. All right, here we go, baby. Thank you, Spirit. Woo. Thank you for landing at the appropriate time. Miss Diana Ross is here right now, and to know that she did something stupid, it's up and down, okay? A lot of inappropriate talking, touching, even the things that we are thinking that a gullible young boy is going to fall into so easily. So we're going to stop there, okay? Now, if it's not that it's rushed, there was just no more motivation to have a connection once he got older, okay? Well, why? It's no thrill. There's no real feeling of the secrecy. So there's sadness that comes over, but it's because someone was feeling unloved, and this could easily come from Michael, right? But because he was repressing emotions, because this lady was a lot older, Four of Cups coming up again, you got to know how hard that when these two got together in celebration, it was always another person. I think that this really bothered Michael very much because he wanted to be, when he got older, tall, to a height, status, and level enough that he wanted to possibly take something to the next level with her. They had a lot of gatherings together, and that's where he wanted the attention most, or wanted to be arm in arm, something here to do with just as he became an adult, Okay, solitude. So to know that once age was appropriate for them to date, it seems like she pushed him away even more as he grew fond of her. She wanted space. As time went on, it seems like a lot of silence was here coming from a female. And it looks like it was because of I feel like there's no thrill anymore. The heart was broken once he became a certain age, and I'm not sure why, because that's extremely inappropriate. What does that mean? Oh, goodness. Can I see something, please? I'm going to have to take these gloves off. I'm moving so slow. But I'm trying to entertain. Okay. Help us out here very quickly. Could you tell us what's happening with the solitude and silence? Once Michael got older, why was this done, Diana? Let's see. You got the Five of Cups. Scorpio energy. Aries is here. Loss of loss and pleasure. 4 and 5, that's 9. The year we're in the present. Okay. Sorry, I got to do what I got to do to get this right. So, I'm seeing that as Michael got older, he became unwelcome with Diana for some reason. And I don't know if it's really the thrill or because she just didn't have any more interest, but there's a lot of silence here, and it kind of made him feel dark. It made him feel that he wasn't important, or it made him feel that he did something wrong. So I think this is where the regret's really coming in at, because this instability of feeling unwelcome really is just coming from a feminine side. Okay, so this is her treating him in a different perspective once he's of age, which he didn't feel that it was right. So he was sad. Here's a discontent, and just felt like she passed away. But, he's just feeling at a loss and regretful of even like wanting love from her or wanting some sort of pleasure. But that's what completely just stopped them talking for some reason, was a loss of her appetite. Leave it there. Can't go any further. Six of Pentacles, please. This is balance and harmony. I believe MJ had an insecurity, but it wasn't because of Diana. It was just in general of how he looked, how he, felt inside ultimately, okay? And I feel like there was a hardship between these two before the silence, and this shows the Eight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords because of it's other dudes. I don't know what was said because there is a time jump here that is causing confusion, so I'm not going to get into words that I see or heard or hear. But to know that this more actions is coming through, that their separation really broke Michael's heart, and it was more than the silence, it was these other dudes. He really was warped and to believe that this woman was in love or had some sort of fantasy, escapism with her, but he could never get the truth. He would always be searching for something, and she would just give him loopsies, bullshit. Things are just sweet nothings for contentment. You understand? So there's no feeling behind what she was saying, but he felt that it was real. I do believe there was a fantasy and some illusion that was pulled over his eyes here because of who he was, who he become, and obviously because he was just a safe person. He wasn't going to tell her secrets, and what they were doing in private, it was very hush-hush and quiet here. Let's keep going. What's the Seven of Pentacles here in the... Scoot it up some. Seven of Pentacles in the present, please. Seven is magic. So they supported each other no matter what, but there still was something that was indifferent. You got the Page of Swords, you got the Queen, and then you got the Four again. I'll start here. I believe that this all started because of curiosity. Curiosity, what? Kills the cat. If you're curious about lies or things you cannot see, or you're not sure if the truth is going to turn to that effect, you'll just go with the action of what somebody's telling you because you don't know any better. And this started from a very, very young age that he was groomed here by this woman, the Queen of Pentacles again. This motherly-like figure. This earth sign, even though she's Aries, Virgo is here for MJ. And I think the appeal and the youthness of him were doing things that were inappropriate. So this made him come off different to the public from general, because he had a woman take over his mindset that felt she was sensible and down to earth, but she really caused some things that I feel he never probably healed from. And it's more or less not so much abuse, because it is, but then again, we're talking about self here. This is stability of the mindset that I think that he really didn't get a chance to wrap his head around certain things. There was shared effort around their relationship or whatever it is that they've done in secret. Because when I told you people knew about it and kept hush-hush and quiet about it, you better believe it. You better believe it. But you better. The devotion is to the music, really. But the devotion, he always had some sort of thing for Miss Diana Ross, baby. He was attracted to her from the very beginning, and it was the fool from this past tense that did some little manipulating, but still, you're dealing with a gullible, like, child mind. And if you take over that with love, music, the vibe, those look like the gloves that he wears on stage at this time. He's devoted to this woman that was out of his league before his time. You got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Lord of the wild and fertile land. Oh boy, give me a second. I feel like when this comes through, this is aggressive energy. But this is boring too. They both were irresponsible on things that they were doing, but they were protected all the way around. When I tell you there's a third party that was here, Leo, Virgo, somebody was just always around. And when he got of age, it still wasn't going to work out because the gap was just too big. It was just too wide to fly right. Ray Charles is playing now. The final card. Straighten up and fly right. Four of Swords in reverse. This is exhaustion and a burnout from this woman. If you would like a part 2, please tap in, leave me a comment. The replay circle, let me know what it do. The Page of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Jeez Louise, all in reverse. So we're in the emotion of foolishness, to be honest. But this is a mischance that I think MJ will always feel that he had with this earth energy, this Virgo. Virgo with this fire sign. Sorry. But I feel like the path that they were taking with each other, it just never was going to, I feel like, forcefully come out right. Forcefully come out right because... 1, 2... I got to draw one more. It's not going to forcefully come out right because he was awakened to who she truly was, and she wasn't, there it is, thank you, Spirit. She wasn't really into it, okay? This is Aries, this is Moon in Aries, this is Cancer, and this is complete, utter knowing it all and a higher power, okay? So he looked at this woman unconsciously, as some sort of person that could do no wrong, but he was exhausted with her because of the defenses she kept putting up as he became an adult. And just because he grew up and got to some sort of point in his life where it could be the two of them, right? There it is, the High Priestess. It just never was going to work out because she was too full of herself and to be honest, she's just thirsty for other stuff. That young bull, that young temptation really lit the fire, and it made her curious as a woman. But it also was just something that they had as a connection because they were always in the music industry. And so this is the unconscious. I feel like she used her power to abuse Michael. And this was also done in the private of people knowing and keeping them protected. All right, we got the hedgehog, we got the lantern, we got the wing, and then we got the knife. Well, to say the first least, I know that this is some instinct and trust that he had with her and to her from the very beginning. It's like they instantly had this connection because of the music, but it was the singing. It was the vibration that they gave off to each other and the guidance that he trusted within her. Like he felt she was showing him some light, showing him something new, showing him something that would keep him straight and right. Okay, so regardless what people think that, you know, this man was into men and children, it's just his mindset that he never grew up as a kid. Okay, so the resolution was to cut him off because there was no pure intention. No pure intention from the very beginning. And now that we know, now that we know that, his hedgehog comes in as a, let me go to it and get it right. The vulnerability and the tenderness of his heart. And so if you have all of that, you know, and you come out of hiding and show your true feelings, and somebody wants to just like blow you off, fly away from you, doesn't care what you say, doesn't want to do what you want as now that you're an adult, that's going to make you feel some sort of way. That's going to make you wander in your mind. But he always wished for some reason to be with this lady. Okay, she definitely put a move on his heart and his mindset ultimately. I'm going to flip one more just to see what comes out. I love this. Lord of the Waves and Water. This is the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, I'm going to end it here. There was just unrealistic turmoil, unrealistic conflict here. The vanity between the fact that this woman, there's the wings, and she was so up high, and the attractiveness really was inappropriate from a child. That was the thrill, okay? So now that Pisces Aquarius is here, there is no more, I feel like, fire or desire to chase after something she had to keep in secret. But he, as a young boy, never really understood the reason or meaning.